Welcome to the King Boy channel. Today here we have got the motor in the truck. We finally got the motor in the truck. It's been a while. I had to get one of my friends to get this excavator because as one thing about having to lift the truck, you can't get a cherry picker off on it. No matter if you get the extra large one or a smaller one, the truck is just too hard. It's too high to get the motor in to drop it in from the top. A lot of time when you see Ford vehicles, they tend to put the body off the vehicle and then put the motor in and then put the body back on. I don't even have that type of, I don't have a shop first and all. I don't have that type of tools to even try to pull something off like that. So my only option really was to drop the motor from the top. Down in the south, you can kind of grab a tree, wrap a come along on there. You can do that route. I know that wasn't really an option because not many trees in this yard, or at least trees strong enough to lift the motor that was in this yard. Also, another issue is you can get a Grinchy. I believe that's what they call it, a Grinchy crane. That was way out of budget. The cheapest one you can find is like $1,000, and I wouldn't plan on spending $1,000 for something I'm not gonna use very often. So that was out of the budget. So my only option was getting an excavator. So we took an excavator, hooked the come along to it, and did that route. And hey, excavator gets it up, come along, ease it on down in there. So it worked. It took us about 3 hours of like gesturing, trying to, because we basically had to jack the transmission up from the front, tip the motor in there. Then jack the transfer case up because the transmission was sitting like this right here. And the way the Ford motors sit in these trucks, they don't really sit like parallel. They kind of sit at an angle like this right here. Almost like a slight, I said 34-degree angle like this. So it was kind of like a balancing act, trying to get it going that angle. It was a heck of a job. It took us like 3 hours to do it. If I had my own shop, I probably would have did it. I probably would have actually used the cherry picker. Because if I had my own shop, I would have pulled the wheels off and used a 2-post lifter to lift the truck up from the frame and then lower it all the way down to almost touch the frame pretty much. And then that would have made it a lot easier, doing that route right there. But hey, we still got the job done. We, Sage Tree Mechanics here, so we put in work. And when you don't have it, in the South, you figure out another way to do it, and that was another way to do it. But yeah, let me show you how we got it in there. It looks pretty good, and yeah. Let's go into it. Y'all see it right here. Finally got the motor in there. We don't have anything hooked up. No exhaust, which that's gonna be the next option is to figure out how we're gonna get the long two headers in. I definitely got to cut the old exhaust off. As you can see, all the oxygen sensors, all that gotta be removed, all that. I don't have none of my accessories on. Wire harness not hooked up. Computer's not hooked up. So pretty much the thing is we're hooking the wire harness back up, hooking the computer back up. I got to put the cold air intake in there. I got to put the aftermarket intake on this right here on the motor because we don't have the intake on there. I don't have my alternator on there. I mean, there's no oil in the motor either, so it's just, I got to remember to put oil in before I start this thing. I don't have the torque converter bolted up. It's a lot of work we got to do. But hey, scraping is getting close. It is March the 2nd now. One thing about scraping, every year, every time I leave scraping, I say, yeah, we got a whole year to do it. But when a whole year, if you had every single part, didn't have to order it, if you had the right tools, right environment, everything, a whole year ain't that bad. But when you don't have the right tools, don't have the right parts, don't have all your parts, it's time consuming. And here it is March now, and we're kind of rushing for time. So the goal is to get this thing now. Definitely need to get this running and get the music hooked up in the doors. That's the main goal. Everything else, I can wait after scraping. There's gonna be more shows towards the end of the year. We just build as we go. But the main option right now, especially with things that going on lately, getting the motor running. Like I said, getting the driving on his own power, get all the harness, everything running, and then getting the music hooked up. I don't know exactly if I have my subs hooked up yet. I talked to my music guy that does all this installation. He told me, you kind of put some time right now. He said, I got like 6 figures in front of you. You definitely need, if you want to get it done, you need to get it done. Take it to him now. I got my hands full right now. Like I said, my music installation or installer guy, he told me he got 6 figures in front of me, so I need to be taking it to him pretty soon. So the goal is to get this truck needs to, gots to be running on his own power by the end of this month. That way, that gives him time to go ahead and get the installation, get all my music hooked up. It gives me time to work out the kinks because, like I said, I may be the only. I feel like I might be the only 11 gen. Especially, I might even be the only 11 gen. The only 11 gen with a 462 valve on the internet that's got a cam or build motor in. Probably so. I don't really see many trucks. I don't have really reference. One thing when I was building this motor, Try to make a few phone calls, see, you know, everybody like, I don't know how to work on it. I never worked on Ford before. I only work on Coyotes, or they be like, I'm just a Chevrolet guy, LS guy. You know, one thing about the truck scene, in the truck scene, we don't tend to have people that's in the performance as is like cars. Like my Trans Am for a second, 100 people. I can make one phone call any shop. Yeah, I don't did that before. I can get you this. You do this right here. You plug this. You do this right here. Bam, it's done. But for the truck scenery, that type of, most people now, like in the truck scenery, are focused on like suspension, wheels, like paint. Not a lot of performance that's in the truck scenery, you know. And if you do find them in the truck scenery, they tend to be like your first generation Chevrolets, like your Silverados, or your first generation GMC Sierras, like your 99 2006. You don't really, or you may find some like 2007 13, you know. But majority GM when it comes to like performance. So I'm kind of like in my own class. I feel like this year scraping when we pull up, definitely come check out the build. Like I said, I'm really, I guess I say, pour my heart out in this build right here, getting the details right, because there's a lot of details. Like this truck needs a new paint job, needs new definitely want to be on another set of wheels. But hey, man, we'll worry about that later on towards the year. Cause I probably gotta even if I order a set of wheels now, usually 6 to 8 weeks, so it'll be sometime in April, maybe May, when I can even get the wheel installed. And so that we'll worry on that. We'll worry about that later on in the year. But yeah, we doing one thing at a time. Like you look right here, definitely want to do some more detail work. I got a whole lot of oil dry on the ground because this thing was licking transmission fluid like crazy. Definitely want to do some cleanup. I gotta run a whole new exhaust. Far as ring-in powder coat work, most of the powder coat looks pretty good, except the front cross member. Front cross members took some damage from rock chips. You know, I was driving this truck quite often. With this new engine set up now, I'm planning on just hauling a lot of places. I'm probably not gonna drive this truck that often. Maybe just here and around, like locally, and just if I go to the show, it's getting hard. Especially if it's so further than an hour, most likely I'm just gonna haul it. But yeah, everything looking good. I definitely like now, like with the small detail, you look on the side, you can see all the motor being painted. You get off on the ground, you know, everything is color match off on there. You can see I painted the oil pan and everything, so everything looks pretty neat. Definitely want to do something with the transmission pan though, cause I feel like I can do some touch up on that, make that look a lot better. Maybe put an aftermarket one on there, or get it powder coated, or whatever the case may be. The gas tank, I want to get that done. I probably had that done before scraping, but now I'm just focused on like small details, stuff, and chrome spikes. I want chrome spikes on all the boats now. But yeah, she's looking good. Motor looking good right here. I haven't put it, like I said, I haven't put oil in it. I haven't put the oil filter on there. ARP, you know, you can tell that's an ARP crank bolt right there holding that harmonic balancer. Definitely want to do some cleanup on these wires. Like, look at this right here. Like, I don't know. The days we used to do when we used to do rock lights, but that is not the way to do rock lights now. So definitely want to get that professionally done and clean up. AC compressor right here. But yeah, showing y'all from the truck all the like minor, you know, flaws in here. But the goal is, like I said, we're gonna redo the harness, clean up the harness. I want to braid it all the harness lines so that look a lot better, because it looks like a rat nest right now. Do something with this right here, and yeah, take one step at a time. This is the King Boy channel. Y'all like, share, subscribe. We finna have a lot of content finna start coming, because there's a lot of things I need to do to this truck. Like you said, we're taking it one step at a time, because that's all you can take. When you walk, you take one step at a time. So we're taking it one step at a time. And yeah, this is the King Boy channel. Like, share, subscribe. A little short little video, not too long. And the next thing we're gonna do is trying to finish these doors up. So yep, we out.